Network English News Time. I'm Kawandamu by heading the news for you. Stay with us. Ethiopia has launched its first ever remote sensing satellite ETRSS-1 to space this early morning. Long March 4B rockets carried out this satellite. The 72-kilogram multispectral remote sensing satellite blasted off into space from China with its ground station located at Intoto Space Observatory facility in Ethiopia. With the same move, Ethiopia has launched its first ever remote sensing satellite, and Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, sent his congratulatory message to all Ethiopians on the launching of this satellite, and we have more on that.
Beginning with greetings, Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has sent a congratulatory message to the people of the country over the launching of ETRSS-1 to the space.
First of all, I want to say congratulations to the people of our country. Ethiopia has registered a new history. We are able to launch our first ever satellite to space successfully. This is our beginning, not our end. This can play a paramount role in development of our country.
The Prime also said it will be an opportunity for the country so as to internationally recognized and collect information from space.
Previously, Ethiopia has no remote sensing satellite that was sent to space. Because of this, we didn't have our own information about the globe except the help of other countries. But hereafter, we will own our own tangible information from this satellite. It will help our country in different ways. So I can confidently speak as this will be our best beginning ever.
The Prime further highlighted that it will be a golden opportunity for Ethiopians in having another historic milestone forward. The satellite was built in partnership with Ethiopian engineers who have made a way for the exchange and transfer of knowledge and technology between Ethiopia and China. It was learned.
Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Demeke Mekonnen, was watching the launching of the satellite from its ground station at Intoto Space Observatory facility in Ethiopia. Says the launching of the satellite would enable Ethiopia to compete in space science globally. Fkad Brown has the story.
Ethiopia has launched its first ever remote sensing satellite ETRSS-1 to space. Deputy Prime Minister Demeke Mekonnen said the satellite can play a key role for the country to compete in space science globally.
ከቻይናው የሳተላይት ማስወንጨፊያ ማዕከል እየተወነጨፈ ያለው ETRSS-1 የተሰኘችው ሳተላይት
Launching this satellite is crucial for our country Ethiopia to compete in space science in the world. Using this chance, I would like to thank members of the Ethiopian Space Science Society for their initiation and commitment to have our own satellite, because they played a historical role in awareing and pushing the government towards this technology. He noted that it implies Ethiopians' commitment to do everything in order to step forward with the world.
ለኛ ኢትዮጵያውያን ጨለማን እየፈራን ብርሃንን የምንናፍቅ ህዝቦች እንዳልሆንን
This is our historical measure we took to tackle every problem by ourselves. We know that global competition is accelerating, so we have been capacitating ourselves and showing tangible work by launching our first ever satellite. Ambassador of China to Ethiopia, Tang Jian, for his part, noted that the remote sensing satellite has multi-purpose for Ethiopia.
A remote sensing satellite will help collect data to monitor the environment and the weather patterns of Ethiopia for better agricultural planning, early warning for drought and flooding, forest management and mining activities. This is Ethiopia's first ever satellite.
The ambassador further states that it can also play an enormous role in strengthening the relationship between China and Ethiopia to the greater level.
And I'm so happy to see the fruit of our cooperation between China and Ethiopia. We see not only the width and the depth of our cooperation, but also the height of our cooperation. We will not only help build and launch the satellite, we will also help build the capacity and transfer the technology from China to Ethiopia.
Ethiopia's ongoing space exploration and catching up with technological advancement will have significant impact on the country's overall development.
Ethiopia and the Saudi Fund for Development (SFD) have signed a $140 million loan agreement. The agreement was signed by Ahmed Shide, Minister of Finance, and Khalid bin Suleiman, Vice Chairman and Chairman and Managing Director of the Board of the Directors of Saudi Fund for Development (SFD). Let us raise us more on that.
Ethiopia and Saudi Fund for Development have signed a $140 million loan agreement. Ethiopia's Finance Minister Ahmed Shide and Khalid bin Suleiman Al-Qudari, Vice Chairman and Managing Director of the Board of Directors of Saudi Fund for Development, signed the agreement, in which Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed witnessed.
We have signed concessional loan agreement with Saudi Fund for Development. $75 million of the total deal will be used for the construction of 188 kilometers Debre Marcos Motor Road project, which is expected to be finalized in 5 years. Secondly, the remaining $65 million will be used for implementation of One Wash project.
The One Wash program is designed to strengthen provision of water and sanitation as well as hygiene in urban and rural areas that will continue until 2023. The minister said that the strategic cooperation of the two countries has been strengthened more than any other time, expressing that Saudi Arabia is supporting Ethiopia's economic activities and development journey through finance. He said the signed agreement is also part of that. In a similar move, Ethiopia has signed a deal with International Company for Water and Power Projects for the Dicheto and Gad solar power projects. Based on the agreement reached with Aqua Power Company, construction of infrastructure will be carried out to generate power from solar energy, especially in Somali and Afar regions. The agreement aims at supporting efforts of strengthening power provision, where the two projects are expected to produce a total of 250 megawatt solar energy. Khalid bin Suleiman Al-Qudari, Vice Chairman and Managing Director of the Board of Directors of Saudi Fund for Development, expressed his country's commitment to support Ethiopia's economy.
Are keen to support Ethiopia and to have the economic and development program move in the right direction, and that's why we are in the Saudi Fund for Development is supporting this important efforts.
President of the Aqua Power International, Pada Mountain, said energy is very important for social and economic development.
Energy is a very basic ingredient to social and economic development that Ethiopia and its neighbors can benefit from the resources of Ethiopia. We very much would like to be part of that. We very much like to grow with that.
Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has conferred with Vice Chairman and Managing Director of the Board of Directors of Saudi Fund for Development, Khalid bin Suleiman Al-Qudari, and his delegation on the issues of investment and development support.
Minister of Water, Irrigation and Energy Dr. Injansela Shibakala noted that nurturing the natural resources has paramount importance in realizing the country's economic growth in every perspective. A relevant discussion has been held in Finfinne City. Addis Assefa presents.
A panel discussion that targeted on the grand challenges and opportunities of Ethiopia in 2050 has been undertaken in Finfinne City. On the panel, scholars and business people have been shown up. Water, Irrigation and Energy Minister Dr. Engineer Seleshi Bekele says to attain a holistic development utilizing natural resources is very vital.
We can momentarily think about a particular goal area.
Dr. Engineer Seleshi added that if the new strategic plan designed on utilizing natural resources is effective, it will be very easy to obtain the anticipated development.
We have to come with new strategic plan.
Minister of Transport Dagmar Itma goes for her part says establishing transport service that could shoulder all loads that come through development of a country needs revitalizing transport sector and modernizing the sector through temporary technologies is a must.
Transportation management system, modernizing the logistics sector, and so forth.
Ethiopian ambassador to India, Tizita Mulgeta, held talks with Shirin Atani Gadkari, Minister of Transport and Highways of India. Ambassador Tizita appreciated the long-standing and cordial provided relationship between Ethiopia and India, citing ties in the fields of investment, trade, capacity building and people-to-people relations. The ambassador thanked the Indian government for the support it is providing in establishment of Incombination Center in Ethiopia and requested for more assistance to support MSMEs in the country. She reiterated that the Ethiopian government has interest to work with Indian counterpart on MSMEs in the areas of capacity building, experience sharing and information technology-based business, providing financial assistance to MSMEs. Shirin Gadkari, for his part, said keen interest to further enhance the already existing stronger bilateral relationship between the two nations. He stated that India has the best technology in road transport, which is suitable for developing countries and available with low costs. And there is a huge opportunity to work closely in the area, he further pointed out. At the end of the occasion, the two sides have reached an understanding to intensify engagement in the aforementioned areas to promote the bilateral ties that exist between the two countries. Awareness-raising training has been offered to residents of Lagatafu, Lagadadi and Sabata towns on the reform of Prosperity Party, PP. Olmapaina.
Members of Prosperity Party of Sandafa Bake town of Infini surrounding special zone have discussed reform of the party. Mayor of Sandafa Bake town, Digafis Agay, said that the discussion is organized aiming at raising awareness of members of the party. Meanwhile, members of Prosperity Party of Lagatafu Lagadadi town have discussed importance of Prosperity Party and its program. Chairperson of Prosperity Party of Lagatafu Lagadadi town, Shimalis Kabada, noted that members of the Prosperity Party should understand principles and discipline of the party. Deputy Head of the Oromia Women, Children and Youth Affairs, Surani Alamayo, said that Prosperity Party is established to ensure equality among citizens of the country. It is when we prepare our own roadmap and manifesto that we can ensure equality among nations, nationalities and people of the country. So, Prosperity Party is ready to respond to our people's demand in this regard. Similarly, Sabata Town youth have discussed reform of the Prosperity Party. Mayor of Sabata Town, Brahanu Bakala, highlighted that the reform has many importance in realizing equality among citizens of the country. Head of Research and Study Center of Prosperity Party, Mogaside, said that the reform was done to realize true democracy in the country.
Many thanks for your time. Amul Kawandamu. Have a beautiful day.